should be a factor tonight. The Austin High Maroons come into this game with 3 wins, 5 straight losses, and they broke that 5-game losing skid a week ago against the Crockett Cougars. They won rather decisively by a score of 29-7. In that game, they combined a tough defense with a productive offensive attack that scored on slow, methodical ball control type drives. And they rolled up 350 yards of offense nearly, and amazingly 245 of those yards came on the ground. And when you think of the strong arm of their quarterback Randall Schultz, it seems a bit ironic that their offensive attack would have so much success on the ground. That's just one of the things we'll keep an eye on tonight, and here to help me keep an eye on things up in the press box is LBJ basketball coach Mike McShane. Mike, welcome back. It's good to have you. And what do you think about tonight's matchup?
Well, you know, at the beginning of the season, with Randolph Schultz quarterback in Austin High, everybody expected him to throw the football 30, 40 times a game. He had some really fine receivers last year, and I understand that this year his receiver core hadn't come through quite as good as they expected. So they consequently have gone to a little more of a ground game, due also to injury to Randy Schultz. So they've been a little successful with it. I look for them to stay on the ground a little bit, except, you know, Lanier's defense has been so tough against the run that they may make Austin High go to the air a little bit more. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of matchup Lanier's defense counters with Austin High's running game.
Well, Mike, we've got some interesting statistics on how these two teams match up. And if we could go to those now, let's look. If you'll notice, you'll see the Austin High offense comes into this game averaging 282 yards and almost 18 points per game. They're going against a Lanier defense that's been allowing almost 300 yards a game and a little over 20 points a game. But I think that statistic may be misleading. Lanier has been playing some tough defense of late.
You know, Lanier, when they want to, can play as good a defense as anybody in the city, as we saw the game of the week when they played LBJ, who has a pretty potent offense. So when Lanier gets it in gear, they can shut down any running game that's around. I look to see Austin High have to go to the air some to be successful. Again, yards sometimes are deceptive. Points is what wins football games, and a lot of times teams will get 400 yards on a game and only average 7 or 8 points. So, you know, you're going to have to score points to win games, and I think that both teams are going to have to put maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns up there to be in the ball game.
As you say that, we look at the statistic comparing the Lanier offense to the Austin High defense, and Lanier's offense comes into this game with that exact problem you pointed out. They're averaging not quite 8 points a ball game, and Austin High, however, is giving up over 300 yards of offense and a little over 21 points a game. So perhaps this is the night that Lanier's offense finally gets on track.
I'm sure Lanier's looking to get on track tonight with their offense and get some points on the board. You know, it's real frustrating during the season when you don't get a lot of points on the board. So Austin High giving up some points and giving up some yardage. I look for Lanier to start off running from tackle to tackle and trying to establish a good, strong inside game. And, of course, being successful with Vernon Peoples like they have been on the inside game, Austin High probably have to make some adjustments to try to take away the inside game, and that'll open it up for those halfback option pitches, which really lead to your big yardage in the option game.
Well, you summed it up for the Lanier offense. Vernon Peoples is the man they're going to look to get things on track tonight. On the other side, Austin High looks to Randall Schultz, their strong-armed quarterback, who's also quite a fair runner. And here's a little bit of statistics to show you what those two gentlemen have done throughout the course of this season. Vernon Peoples has rushed 108 times and gotten 590 yards for his trouble. That's a little over 5 yards a carry. And you have to remember that he started slow this season. He really has started coming on in the last few games. And, of course, for Austin High, Randall Schultz has some great numbers. He's rolled up 364 yards on the ground, 807 through the air. He has in 8 games 1,171 yards of total offense. And that is over half of Austin High's total offense for the year. So you know they're going to depend on the strong arm and quick feet of number 12. So, Mike, I think we've got a good ball game ahead of us. And we'll be back to talk with both coaches for tonight's teams. But first, let's take this time out as the AISD Game of the Week pregame show continues after this.
Bogey, penetrate, second 4. Range, 26 miles, heading, 340. This guy can fly. Okay, we got him on the Roz. He's trying to target us. Jam him. He's fast, he knows. Okay, he fired. So did we. He's pulling a 7G turn out of here.
Space technology of the 21st century. It's here, now, in the Air Force. Aim high. Air Force.
We're back at House Park and talking a moment with the head coach of the Lanier Vikings, Coach T.J. Dilworth. Coach, you're coming off a very rugged physical game with Reagan, one that you have to sort of be pleased with. At least, you shut them down in the first half, and again, you're getting good defensive play from a lot of folks.
Well, Lanier has been known for their defense, and we do a lot of things well on defense. Again, I can stress it's a new offense for the kids. Our quarterback is coming around, and we did do a lot of good things against Reagan, but the big plays beat us. We have to have some excellent defensive play tonight against Austin High, and we have to put some points on the boards offensively because I feel like they are an excellent football team and should have been in the playoffs this year.
Well, we talked earlier about sort of the surprise in the Austin High offense, which is the emergence of a running game. They seem to run more than they throw these days.
Last year, I think that we looked at films, and Randall Schultz is an excellent student athlete, and he's a good representation of what a good athlete and a student athlete is. But last year they threw a lot, and this year they seem to have established a running game mixed in with that passing, and that makes them very, very potent on offense.
Well, they're also giving up quite a few yards and points on defense. What do you think are the keys to getting your offense on track tonight?
Well, we just have to stay with our blocks. They have some big people, and we just got to run upfield and hopefully use our speed. But they have a lot of speed also, and I think the team that makes the least amount of mistakes will win the football game.
All right. Well, Coach, we wish you luck tonight, and it's been good having you on the Game of the Week.
Thank you.
Coach T.J. Dilworth of the Lanier Vikings. Let's pause. We'll take a timeout, but we'll be back as the AISD Game of the Week pregame show continues after this brief message.
How much is this high school diploma worth to you? $100? $200? How about an incredible $352 extra a month in income? That's right. High school graduates earn a national average of $1,045 a month. Dropouts only $693 a month. But there's more. This college diploma can earn you even more, an average of $672 more per month. How do I get one of these, you ask? For only a little hard work and determination, these diplomas can be yours. Get yours today. Get your wings. Graduate. Not available in any store.
The gentleman standing to my left has to be happy with the way his team responded last week against the Crockett Cougars as they broke a 5-game losing streak. Coach Gary Tuberville, you have to be satisfied with the way your team played. And what do you look for tonight in this game against Lanier?
Well, Lanier has a great defensive football team. They play great defense all year long. They run the wishbone. We expect an exciting, defense-packed football game tonight.
Well, Coach, you got off to a hot start early in the season, but then had some trouble. And I think it's got to be a little bit of a testament of character that your team was able to bounce back last week and defeat Crockett and head on with a good attitude here at the end of the season.
Well, we feel like our kids have played some good football the last 4 or 5 weeks, and Austin has some good football teams, and we hope to finish out the season and do a great job for Austin High School.
You get a couple of youngsters back from injuries. You're going to go with Kenny Nance tonight and play him at nose guard some. You're also going to get Jamie Matthews back at strong safety. I assume he'll also play some fullback for you.
Yes, sir, he will. Last week was his first week to come back and fully recovered and did an excellent job blocking for us, and we hope that he does it again tonight.
Well, I know you like the possibility of giving Randall Schultz a little breather on defense where he's had to sub at the safety position, and yet he's played so well. Will we see Randall in on defense?
Well, we prefer not to have our quarterback on defense, and now that Jamie's back, hopefully we won't be put into that position tonight.
All right, Coach. Well, you have tonight and next week against Westlake. We certainly wish you luck in both games, and it's been a pleasure having you here on the Game of the Week.
Thank you very much.
Head coach Gary Tuberville of the Austin High Maroons. Let's pause. The AISD pregame show will continue after this brief timeout. Introducing the starting lineup for the Lanier Vikings on defense. At nose guard, also playing left guard on offense, number 71, a 190-pound senior Brandon Arn. Also at nose guard, number 55, a 295-pound junior Jacques Gordon. At left tackle, also playing right tackle on offense, number 51, a 250-pound junior O.B. Bars. At right tackle, also playing right guard on offense, number 75, a 230-pound junior Kevin Young. At left end, number 40, a 175-pound senior Aaron Allen. At right end, also playing tight end on offense, number 11, a 220-pound senior Anthony Jackson. At left linebacker, number 43, a 190-pound sophomore Tyrone Roy. Also at left linebacker, he plays fullback on offense, number 44, a 210-pound senior, Vernon Peoples. At right linebacker, number 32, a 185-pound junior, Ron Brown. At left cornerback, number 10, a 160-pound junior, Del Finley. At right cornerback, number 24, a 145-pound junior, Quoc Long. At strong safety, number 5, a 160-pound junior, Felix Daniels. At free safety, also playing split end, number 33, a 165-pound senior, Lawrence Hill. On offense at center, number 53, a 180-pound senior, Rasheem Wright. At left guard, number 67, a 175-pound senior, Russell Watkins. At right tackle, number 72, a 190-pound senior, Billy Munch. At left tackle, number 74, a 215-pound senior, Joe Arias. At left halfback, number 2, a 140-pound senior, Paul Creighton. At right halfback, number 3, a 160-pound senior, Paul Whitley. At quarterback, also the punter for the Lanier Vikings, number 12, a 160-pound senior, Rick Chavira. And the place kicker for the Lanier Vikings, number 21, a 175-pound sophomore, Sean Williams. Introducing the Lanier coaching staff, the offensive coordinator, Gary Guthrie. The defensive coordinator, Ed Sanders. Coaching the offensive line and the defensive ends, Terry Cooch. And the head coach of the Lanier Vikings, T.J. Dilworth. And now the starting lineup for the Austin High Maroons. On defense, at nose guard, number 66, a 192-pound senior, Kenny Nance. Also at nose guard, number 76, a 182-pound sophomore, John Burns. At defensive guard, number 78, a 265-pound senior, Curtis Nivens. At left tackle, also playing right guard on offense, number 72, a 240-pound senior, Clint Small. The strong side Luke end, number 53, a 193-pound senior, Scott Curtis. The weak side bandit end, number 22, a 190-pound senior, Keith Haywood. At a left linebacker, number 65, a 190-pound senior, Drew Lippolt. At right linebacker, also playing left guard on offense, number 54, a 231-pound senior Kevin Baylor. At left cornerback, number 14, a 135-pound junior Jacob Alba. At right cornerback, number 15, a 191-pound junior Eddie Buckles. At strong safety, number 10, a 190-pound senior Jamie Matthews. And at free safety, number 29, a 161-pound junior Wes Calhoun. Starting on offense for the Maroons at center, number 70, a 195-pound junior Dan Alvarado. At left tackle, number 63, a 247-pound junior Terry Baylor. At right tackle, number 77, a 180-pound senior Rusty Stein. At tight end, number 11, a 210-pound senior Gary Caldwell. At split end, number 45, a 165-pound senior Michael Walton. At flanker, number 23, a 160-pound senior Talbert Berry. Also at flanker, number 40, a 160-pound senior Christian Erickson. At fullback, number 25, a 165-pound senior Patrick Rodriguez. At tailback, number 20, a 158-pound senior Donald McMillan. At tailback, number 44, a 158-pound senior Brad Calhoun. And at quarterback, number 12, a 196-pound senior Randall Schultz. And the place kicker and punter for the Austin Maroons, number 43, a 190-pound senior Barry Gillingwater. The coaching staff for the Austin High Maroons, the defensive coordinator, Sam Harper. Coaching the linebackers, Jerry Steckel. Coaching the offensive line and defensive ends, Del Moberg. Coaching the nose guards and the defensive tackles, Roosevelt Nivens. The offensive coordinator, Bob Berger. And the head coach of the Austin High Maroons, Gary Tuberville.
Recent studies confirm children can't smoke pot while swimming underwater. Additional evidence shows it's physically impossible for a child to snort cocaine through a tuba. So push music on your kids. Push books. Push sports. After all, basketballs produce no hallucinogenic effects when shot up by children. It's about time parents became the pushers.
We're back at House Park and seconds away from the opening kickoff. Austin High won the toss, elected to receive. And Sean Williams gets things underway. Taken by Alba. And Jacob Alba makes it across the 25 to the 26 to get things going for Austin High. Let's go ahead and set that Austin High offense for you. They'll open up with Alvarado at center, Clint Small and Kevin Baylor the guards, Stein and Terry Baylor the tackles, Gary Caldwell the tight end, and splitting out wide is number 45, it's Michael Walton, and 44, that's Brad Calhoun, who now goes in motion. Quarterback Randall Schultz hands it off.
Tell you what, I think Lanier is looking for that inside, that running game early. They only had one deep safety. Be interesting to see what Austin High gets called from the coach's box from upstairs.
That was a short gain of about 2 yards, and now the wideouts on either side of the screen. That's Alba, and Schultz gives it to the fullback, Talbert Berry, who explodes into the Lanier secondary before finally being taken down by 33. That's Lawrence Hill, the free safety, but a first down for the Austin High Maroons on their first possession.
It's a good job up front by their offensive line there. Both Kevin Baylor and Terry Baylor moved out that left side of Lanier's line.
The gain by Talbert Berry puts the football at the 40-yard line of Austin High. First and 10.
And that's Talbert Berry in motion. And the give to Jamie Matthews at fullback. And Matthews churns for about 5 yards before the Lanier Vikings can get him down. That was Felix Daniels in on that stop.
Looks like Austin High is going to run straight at him till Lanier can stop it.
Austin High has surprised a few folks with their running ability on offense this year, and they're coming out on the ground here tonight. And the second back through, it was Talbert Berry, gets the call, and he gets a couple before he is racked up by Brandon Arn, the nose guard. So now Austin High looks at a 3rd down and a long 2, perhaps 3 for the first. Let's call it 2.5. 3rd and 2. Man in motion, and the give to Berry, who loses the handle. And shooting through to make the stop is Anthony Jackson from the defensive end position.
Good penetration that time by Lanier. They just disregarded that motion man, just stayed right in there. They're looking for that inside handoff. If they continue not to respect that motion man, I'm sure we'll see the ball upstairs.
Well, Austin High kept running it right at Lanier until daring Lanier to stop them, and they did. So Austin High facing a 4th down, and Barry Gillingwater stands at his 35. Gets a nice kick and fielded at the 18. And breaking tackles is Lawrence Hill up the sidelines before he is finally knocked out of bounds on the far side at the, let's see, they'll spot this at the 34.
Yeah, I've been impressed both times I've seen Lanier and the way they handle their punts. They don't let them hit the ground. They catch them in the air, and that's one of those stats you can add to your total yardage that you don't see in that rushing yardage.
So now the Lanier Vikings take over on offense. 1st and 10, Rick Chavira at quarterback. Peoples, Creighton, and Whitley in the backfield. And that is Whitley getting the call. And Whitley takes it up to near the 40 before Drew Lippold can make the stop.
That's a nice way to start the game. You know they're going to be keying Peoples in there, and they gave it to the next back going away from Peoples' dive and caught him flat-footed.
A gain of 4 yards on 1st down. Actually a long 4, 2nd and 5.5. And they give this time to Peoples. And Kevin Baylor and Scott Curtis finally make the stop on Vernon Peoples, the 210-pound senior fullback.
He just kept bouncing along the line of scrimmage till he found a place to go. That took some strong legs. Good drive.
Up front for Lanier, you have Lawrence Hill at split end, Arias Arn, Wright, Young, Bunch, and Jackson. Rick Chavira calls signals. Pitches it back, excellent penetration as Creighton looks for somewhere to run. It is not there. Good penetration, and Clint Small finishes off the penetration made by Wes Calhoun.
Tell you what, Austin High played that option like you jawed up on the board there. Stopped the fullback, made the quarterback pitch early, and the corner comes up and makes the tackle.
There you see it again. And just outstanding penetration by that Austin High line made that possible. And with 4th down and 4 yards to go, Williams, under a heavy rush, gets off a short punt. And it takes a Lanier roll. Let's see where they'll spot this. They'll rule it touched a Lanier man at the maroon 38-yard line. And that's where Austin High will begin their 2nd possession of the evening. 6 minutes, 34 seconds left to go here in the 1st quarter. No score between these teams. Each has had an offensive possession, and now Austin High gets their second possession of the evening. Schultz on the option, pitches it back, and exploding for good yardage before finally being knocked down. That's Brad Calhoun on the carry, and it finally took Dell Finley to make that stop.
I tell you, the halfback did a real good job of planting and cutting inside the cornerback to make a plus out of it.
Our spotter Egan Jones says number 44, his nickname is Dog Calhoun. Running like a wild dog on that play. Second down, Schultz looking for someone. And off he goes.
Afraid they're going to have a hold, though. That flag went down where you see holding called.
And for Austin High, that's a shame. Randall Schultz showing the ability he has to make something out of nothing.
Sometimes you get something out of nothing, though, because somebody holds somebody.
That's exactly what they did there, evidently. We'll see it again. And Mike, as he turns it back, he gets a great block right there, as he is able to motor upfield for yardage. But as you say, great plays usually happen when someone is holding someone back illegally, and the penalty against Austin High moves it to the 34-yard line. Second down and 14. Berry in motion. Across the middle is headed for Caldwell. And at Lanier secondary, they're a tough bunch back there. Felix Daniels and Dale Finley were out headhunting.
They had 4 or 5 people closing on that one-man route, and that's a good reaction to the ball. They did a good job of reading.
Third down now. And nearly 15 needed for the first. Schultz looks for a man deep.
Oh, he's open.
Alba. Lawrence Hill, the free safety over there, makes a great play and knocks it away from Jacob Alba to make the incompletion.
That ball traveled about 40 yards in the air. And I kind of think the receiver thought he was going to have to wait on it. If he had just hooked him up and kept running, I think he'd have taken it in stride.
Barry Gillingwater, standing back at his 21, takes the snap, gets a good booming kick. Bounces in front of Lawrence Hill at the 30, and it rolls out of bounds inside the 30 at the 28.
That's a good way to negate any return. Just kick it out of bounds.
I talked to Coach Tuberville earlier as you see this pass by Schultz and the excellent play by the secondary.
Well, it was, and like I say, that Schultz has an arm. That ball was 40 yards in the air, and the receiver was waiting on him.
First and 10 now for Lanier. Early movement on the line, but no flags as the fullback Peoples runs into the Austin maroon wall.
I think they got their eyes looking there for Peoples. They're going to make Lanier do something else, I think, to gain some yards.
Two yards on that carry makes it 2nd and 8. Quick pass, Chavira in the general vicinity of Lawrence Hill to split in, but Lawrence was running a different route than the one Chavira expected him to run.
That happens sometimes.
And Mike, we didn't mention it earlier in the telecast, but Jimmy Craig, the head coach of the Johnston Rams, was telling us a few weeks ago that Austin High has shown some pretty stiff run defense this season, and they are surely showing it here tonight.
You know, they've got a good sized front wall, and they're hard to move out.
And so Javira takes to the air, and is it a completion?
Yeah,
yes.
He called a catch.
A
Great
catch.
job.
Anthony Jackson, the tight end, on a streak pattern down the far sideline, hauls in the pass from Chavira.
Tell you what, Rick showed a pretty good arm there himself. That's about a 35-yarder.
That football had rush, priority handling stamped all over it, and Lanier is now set up in great shape at the 30-yard line of Austin High. Chavira again wants to throw. And one of the Baylors, that's Scott Curtis, 53, making excellent pursuit and finally dragging down the quarterback, Rick Chavira.
Scott showed good speed chasing that quarterback down there. He's 6 foot 193. That's good foot speed.
And the loss throws Lanier back all the way to the 36.5-yard line. So now they're looking at a 2nd down and 16. Call it 17. Blindside rush. Curtis almost had him.
So, oh, boy, that was close to a lateral. Real close.
Ball Creighton couldn't quite pick it up off his shoelaces. But the blindside rush set that play up as we watch it again. Third down and 17 now. And again, they come out in the full house wishbone. Curtis again applying pressure. And Chavira gets it off in the general direction of Anthony Jackson, but mainly just wanted to get rid of it.
Tell you, that's a good series for Scott Curtis. He was in the backfield several times and made the quarterback rush that throw. That's as good as a sack many times.
That's a statistic that really don't count too much.
That's
Hurries.
true.
They do in the NFL. With 4th down and 17 to go, Sean Williams stands at the 49. Gets up a coffin corner kick. Doesn't quite get the corner he wanted, but nevertheless, it'll bounce out of bounds at the Austin High 18-yard line. I believe that's where they'll spot it.
Yeah, they did get a swing and field position in that possession, so maybe if they get an interception or a fumble, they'll be able to set up shop closer to Austin High's end zone. Most high school teams score from average about 40 yards on in, and that's where you like to get the football.
Brad Calhoun in that tailback, along with Jamie Matthews at fullback. Calvert Berry in motion. That was Matthews on the carry. Gain of about 3.5, 4 yards on that play. 2nd down. Matthews again.
Oh, nice tackle.
That was Tyrone Roy, number 43.
Well, he put a lick on him, stood him straight up, did it by the numbers.
You know, they say sometimes a team reflects the character of its coach, and I think you're seeing the character of this Lanier team, at least on defense. Coach T.J. Dilworth was a defensive back at the University of Texas. And some of those great secondaries they had back in the late 70s and early 80s.
Yeah, they like to come up and stick, those secondary guys in Texas. There's a fumble, but...
And Lanier says they have it. The officials agree.
Well, that's the break you play for.
That was Calhoun on the carry and the fumble.
He must have gone in there and stole it, because it sure looked like it. Austin Maroon had the ball covered.
Let's have a look at it again. We'll see if we can see it. And that's
quick
close.
hands there. Good job.
Good job by the Lanier defender.
Oh, he's got the corner. He couldn't block.
Going, taking it down inside the 20. That's Paul Creighton. Scott Curtis, we've called his name quite a bit here in the first quarter. But Scott having to come over from the other side to make the stop. So Lanier gets outside on the first time tonight. Here we see it again.
I tell you, that Lanier split in, boy, really threw a block that sprung him there. I think it must have been Lawrence Hill. And he just knocked Austin High's defensive back down and kind of laid on him. Be sure he stayed there.
Lawrence splits out to the far side this time. And they give to Whitley, number 3. And he finds running room inside down to the 11-yard line. Clint Small and Wes Calhoun combined to make the stop. But the Lanier offense coming alive on this possession. Minute 20 left to go in the first quarter. Second down. Whitley looks for the corner again. This time the Austin High pursuit is there. Nevertheless, he's able to pick up a couple before Drew Lipolt is over there to make the stop.
Tell you what, old Paul Whitley made a nice cut on that defensive back and was able to get something from nothing.
Coach Dilworth mentioned that Creighton and Whitley had some running ability. We see it here. And Lanier elects to stop the clock and take a timeout. They want to talk things over.
Well, I tell you, when you're only averaging 7.9 points a game, you want to be darn sure you're doing everything right when you got a chance to get something on the board. And I guess the quarterback saw something he didn't like and wanted to talk to coach about it.
Well, when they resume play, they'll have time for perhaps one more play before the end of this first quarter. Lanier looks at a third down. They'll need 2, a little over 2 for the first.
Yardage gets tough down here near the goal line.
Third down. And they are ready to resume play. Peoples. He's close. He should have it.
That looked like a first down there. Looks like he's on about the 3-yard line or so, maybe 4.
Took it inside the 5.
Good job by Peoples.
And as they unstack, it was Clint Small there on the bottom of that stack, along with Nivens. But a first down. And now Lanier is in good shape. First and goal. And off to the second back through. He is hammered and a flag is down as he is nailed by Clint Small, Curtis Nivens.
I think he got a face mask inadvertently. Wasn't unintentionally. It just looked like he reached up and got a hold of it, and that's what they call him.
Well, 63 Terry Baylor also in on that stop.
You know, when you're on the goal line, you grab whatever you can get a hold of, and unfortunately for Austin High was the face mask.
They step off half the distance from the spot of the foul. Which in essence puts them, now they'll step it off. Let's see, inside the 3 at about the 2.5.
They're sniffing at the goal line. Just hope you don't make mistakes now.
Pitch back. Diving over for the touchdown, Paul Whitley, number 3. And Lanier goes on top of Austin High with 6 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Tell you what, old Paul just swan dived in there and got the touchdown. He earned it.
And there we see it. He had some good blocking on that side. Scott Curtis over there this time, he was sealed off. And Whitley able to dive in for the points to get Lanier on the board. Williams to attempt the point after. It is up. And the sophomore bangs it through. Lanier goes out on top of the Austin Maroons by a score of 7-0. Let's have a look at that touchdown run again, and let's look at that blocking by the Lanier front.
Good job blocking. Austin High did a good job pursuing. You know, I think everybody did a good job. Paul just swan dived the last yard or two.
And Mike, from what we've seen here in this first quarter, it looks like these two halfbacks for the Lanier Vikings have given their offense a little extra kick.
You know, when you got the threat to get that corner, like I say, it adds a new dimension to your offense.
Sean Williams set to kick off. Talbert Berry back deep, along with Calhoun and Alba. It's a high kick taken by Berry at the 2. And he's wrestled down at the 20. The stop made over there by number 10, Del Finley, and number 43, Tyrone Roy. Quack Long also in on that stop on the special teams. And so Austin High will begin its offensive possession as at the beginning of the second quarter. This is the end of the first in our score. Lanier 7, the Austin Maroons nothing. And as these teams exchange ends of the field, let's take time to say thanks to the businesses and individuals that support both these schools, the Lanier Vikings and the Austin Maroons. The Lanier High School adopters include the Austin Travis County Livestock Show, the Coca-Cola Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, the Holiday Inn Airport Area, the National Western Life Insurance Company, RDA Learning Center, and State Farm Insurance. Austin High School adopters include Ernst & Young, Franklin Savings, Hyatt Regency Austin, the Texas Commerce Bank, Vulcan Video, and West End Properties. Thanks to these people and businesses for contributing their time and talents to help these schools and their community. We begin the second quarter as Randall Schultz looks to throw, has a man, complete, inside the 40, knocked down at the 37-yard line by Felix Daniels.
Boy, Michael Walton ran a great pattern and caught the ball and, of course, took it on down. Nice throw, nice catch.
Randall Schultz, Michael Walton combining for a quick lightning strike to give the Maroons excellent field position now in Lanier Viking territory. Donald McMillan in at tailback. He gets the call and tackled, but we have a flag and perhaps a face mask.
I'm afraid it's one of those inadvertent face masks again. They're not doing it on purpose, but when you grab somebody in the hole, sometimes it's that face mask. And it's a good defensive play other than that.
It was O.B. Bars in there with Aaron Allen on the stop. And the face mask penalty is assessed. A 5-yarder, setting up a 1st down and 5. Jamie Matthews in. And he gets the pass from Schultz. Excellent reaction and the tackle made by Felix Daniels from the strong safety position.
Excellent reaction there. Looked like he had a little bit of way to go, but Lanier shut it down in a hurry.
Nevertheless, a 4-yard gain on 1st down. Austin now has a 2nd down. 6 yards needed for the 1st. Talbert Berry split out to the near side. McMillan being chased and finally getting rid of it. The pursuit and penetration made by O.B. Bars and Aaron Allen.
Tell you what, Randall just did a good job of dumping the ball that time. He knew he wasn't going to be able to probably have a completion, but he threw it down low at a receiver. That showed some smarts. Randall does an excellent job of hiding the ball when he comes out from under center.
That incompletion leaves Austin High in a 3rd and 6 yards to go situation. And we have a bobbled snap. Let's see, Lanier says they have it, and they do.
I thought I saw a little motion over there before the snap, but I guess I was wrong.
We'll have to check it again. That was 21 who came up with the football for Lanier.
Well,
Sean Williams. And there you see it.
It was a little motion, but it was on Austin High, but they didn't call it.
Lanier with another choice opportunity. And Chavira looks to throw, has his man out there at the 40. That's Paul Creighton. But a flag goes down as he is knocked out of bounds by Jamie Matthews.
And there comes that hole. I tell you what, Rick Chavara has an excellent arm. He gets the ball down. He's got a nice quick release.
I'll tell you though, Mike, I think we have seen that holding penalty kill more drives this season.
That's true. It's a killer in high school because it's a 15-yarder or a 10-yarder, I guess. But, you know, it's like I say, it's hard for high school teams to pick up those 20-yarders with 3 downs.
They break the wishbone this time, put a couple of men on the wing, and give the ball to Vernon Peoples. And Vernon Peoples is racked up by Nivens and Scott Curtis, number 53.
Before they changed that to a 10-yard penalty, of course, it was just automatic death when you got the 15-yarder. 1st and 25 was not converted very often.
There you see the numbers on Vernon Peoples heading into tonight's contest, averaging over 5 yards a carry. Chavira wants Jackson, and he has it.
Perfect throw.
Down at the Austin High 47-yard line, and that's as nice a throw and catch as you'll see.
Tell you what, Anthony Jackson gave up his body and went and got the ball, and Rick put it right there, and perfect connection.
That was Wes Calhoun who came flying in there. Made Anthony Jackson pay the price. Nevertheless, Lanier now in good shape. This time, Chavira has a hard time getting that ball away and has to take it and take the loss. Curtis Nivens was right there.
Tell you what, I think Curtis tackled everybody that time. He had the fullback and the quarterback, and he couldn't get the ball out of the mesh, and so they just all went down in a heap.
Well, Curtis Nivens is 6'4" and 265. I imagine his wingspan is good enough to wrap up 2 or 3 folks at once. And he put Lanier in a 2nd and 11 situation. Pitch back. Not finding much room around the corner is Paul Creighton. Clint Small is out there to make the stop, along with Matthews.
Lanier's just having a hard time getting that block on the corner. The plays there, if they get that block or if they can just sustain it for another count, they'll get some yards out there. That's the hardest block to hold, though, because the defensive man sees you coming and he can really work on you.
A 3rd down situation in 7 needed for the first. The reverse.
Oh, get a block.
Got a block. But Clint Small is there to make the tackle on number 10 for Lanier. That's Del Finley.
It looked like it had some possibilities there for a second, but Austin High's defense reacted well and ran him down. Boy, when you're running that play, your eyeballs get real big when you think you're going to get something. And all of a sudden, you see another color. It's, oops.
4th down, and Sean Williams will punt. Standing in his 46. Gets a good kick this time. Bounces towards Calhoun, over Calhoun, and into the end zone for a touchback. So with 7 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in the first half, the Austin Maroons will take over at their 20.
Really nice punt.
John Williams is subbing for Ridgely, who does most of their kicking. He's not in tonight. Sean Williams, only a sophomore, coming through. Randall Schultz looks over the Lanier defense. And a blitz.
Oh,
Schultz is sacked. Back at the 10. Anthony Jackson.
That was a good job there by Anthony. He just came from the defensive end's position. Quick. I thought he was a secondary man, but he just slipped in there.
And let's see, the blitz by, I believe it was Sean Williams in there, made it possible. Sean Williams in there at a linebacker position. And this time there's not much running room as that Lanier Viking defense closes down on Donald McMillan.
Like I say, it's tough on you when you've got that 2nd and long, 3rd and long. Of course, last time I said that, Lanier completed a 20-yarder, so maybe Austin will do the same here.
Randall Schultz certainly has something like that on his mind as he looks at a 3rd down and 18. But he hands the ball to Donald McMillan, and McMillan turns up to the 15-yard line before he is finally knocked down. Lawrence Hill, among others. But the Lanier defense has done the job here and held Austin High deep in their own territory.
Tell you what, they should gain excellent field position again here, and field position is everything in high school football.
Number 33, Lawrence Hill, and deep receiving.
Lanier fakes an all-out rush, and they come with it, and it's blocked.
That's the best field position there is, to recover a blocked punt in the end zone.
Aaron Allen recovers the block kick in the end zone, and Lanier's defense registers another touchdown for the Vikings with 5:04 left in the half. Here it is.
I'd have to say that's poetic justice for Lanier's defense, because they've played tough all year and deserve to get a couple of scores when you play that hard.
That looked like Quack Long, who flew in there and got the football. Knocked it back into the end zone, and Aaron Allen recovered. Lanier takes a timeout. And as they take timeout, let's look at that block punt again. That was Kwok Long.
Good job. He gave up his body and did what you asked him to do.
Production Services as part of the Game of the Week and will be shown on AISD Cable Channel 8 on Saturday at 7
After taking the timeout, Sean Williams checks in, I assume. As he checks in, they will line him up and let him kick the point after. But, yeah, let's see. There they go. Chavira will spot the ball, or spot the tee down at the 10.
Number 21, Sean Williams.
High snap. It's low and it's no good.
Yeah, the snap is very important on extra points and field goals and also punts. Timing broke down.
And there you see our new score, Lanier, now on top of Austin High by a score of 13-0. And you know, you're right, people watch pro ball and take that extra point for granted, but it's actually a rather complicated operation that depends on the three very important players doing their jobs.
No, a lot of people can kick it over the goal, and the key is getting a guy that can snap it accurately and a holder that can set it quickly. Those are the two real keys. Now, when you get out there at 40, 45 yards, it takes a pretty strong leg, but the real key is in the snap and the set.
Then, of course, you have the other 8 players who've got to hold their blocks and keep everybody out. So it's not the sort of play you take for granted, certainly in high school.
That's for sure. Especially with that new rule, you can take it back for 2 points.
The other way.
The other way.
Defense recovers it, take it back into the opponent's end zone, they get 2 points. In any event, Sean Williams is set to kick off. Berry, Alba, and Calhoun back deep. But they will not get a shot at this one, and I'll tell you, Williams has a pretty good leg.
He has been booming the ball. Now, that's part of being a good defensive team, is having a kicker that can put it down there and set the other team up 80 yards away every time. That's a real luxury.
Well, Austin High will try and get something going here with 5 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in this first half. It has been all Lanier up to this point, with the exception of the big pass early in the half from Randall Schultz. First down and 10. Man in motion is Jacob Alba. Schultz on the keeper. Cuts it up for good yardage. Gets the first down across the 30 before a shoestring tackle is made by Kevin Young.
I tell you, Randall Schultz was about 2 steps away from taking it a ways.
That's one thing that most people overlook when they talk about Randall Schultz. They see the strong arm, but he's also got some nifty feet.
He does.
He's able to turn that quarterback keeper into a first down. Schultz wants to throw, has a man on the near sidelines. That was intended for Jacob Alba out there. He had 2 men in the general area, Alba and Walton, and the ball just sailed. He may have just thrown that one away because the Lanier coverage was there.
It certainly was. You usually don't like both receivers that close to each other, and that may be why he threw it away. Brings too many defensive players.
This time Alba and Walton are split to the far side. Schultz rolls their direction.
Oh, nice. Oh,
in and out of the hands. It looked complete for a moment. But Michael Walton, not able to pull that one in.
He ran an excellent pattern. He had the secondary fooled all the way. Just hooked up and came back towards the ball.
The incompletion stops the clock with 4:26 left to go until halftime. Austin High. Now with 3rd down and 10, they have a delay of game.
Too much time.
That's another penalty that can really kill an offense. Delay of game against Austin High. Penalty yardage places the football at the 26-yard line, making it 3rd down and 15. And Randall Schultz elects to take a timeout to talk things over.
He either sees something he likes or didn't like. He may want to change the play and take advantage of something he sees.
Schultz coming over to talk things over with the coaching staff. Coaches Tuberville, Coach Berger. They get ready to resume play, you would expect to see the strength of Schultz's arm go up against the teeth of that Lanier secondary on 3rd and 15. Matthews in motion to the far side. Schultz looks him off and looks down the far sideline, in and out of the hands.
I'll tell you what, you couldn't ask for any better coverage from Dale Finley than that right there. Turned at just the right time, and he just shadowed the receiver.
That was Christian Erickson, the receiver out there for Austin High.
Right, and Dale had him play just pinned against the sideline. That's the way you coach it. He had no way to go but out of bounds to get the ball.
And we'll see that pass play again from Schultz. And Gillingwater gets off a good kick. Nevertheless, Lanier will have good field position again as they'll take over at their own 43 with a little over 4 minutes left to go in the first half.
Well, Lanier's had great field position all night. And when you keep getting good field position, you get points. So far, they've got 2 touchdowns.
First and 10 out of the full house wishbone.
Oh, come on. Hey, what?
Vernon Peoples gets the call, and we have a flag down as Vernon Peoples runs for perhaps a couple.
Uh-oh, must be against Austin High. Offsides.
Offsides, the call against the Maroons. And it's not the sort of thing you want to give Lanier's offense. It's 5 yards on first down and let them repeat first down, needing only 5 for a fresh set.
Time's going to start working against Lanier here, though. They're going to get it in. They're probably going to have to throw, which I'll say they've been doing a good job of.
Rasheem Wright comes over the ball at center, and Chavira gives it to Peoples. Runs into the middle of that Austin High defense. Clint Small there along with Haywood to throw Peoples back.
They did a good job of standing him up, but I tell you, Vernon is strong. He kept moving his legs and picked up something where he should have got nothing.
Second down and 3 yards. Gain of 2 on the last run by Peoples. And slicing through the Austin High defense for the first down and more. Paul Whitley, number 3. It took Wes Calhoun in the secondary to bring him down.
That's one of the dangerous plays out of the wishbone when that fullback's getting yardage. You give that second back, you get a good load block on the linebacker, and that second back can really gain some yards if he's quick enough to hit the hole right behind the fullback.
That was Creighton. Check that, who got the play, and Chavira throwing off the play action, incomplete. Anthony Jackson down there, the intended receiver, but Eddie Buckles was there with good coverage.
Excellent job. Both these secondaries doing good jobs.
That incompletion stops the clock with 2:37 left to go until halftime. Lanier now with 2nd and 10. Chavira again straight back to throw. This time he'll run for it. Heads for the sidelines and is knocked out by number 54 over there. That would be Kevin Baylor. But Chavira picks up some good yardage and stops the clock as he's knocked out of bounds.
He made a good, quick decision there and turned it up and got some plus. About 3 yards short. Long 3.
And Chavira having a good night. Keeps it himself, cuts it upfield, is perhaps a yard short of the first down as he is met in a big way by Scott Curtis and Jamie Matthews.
I tell you, they met him there and he went no further.
And now with the clock running under 2 minutes and facing 4th down and 2 yards, Lanier will go for it. They'll snap the ball at the Austin High 35. The keeper in the pitch back. The first down and more. That's Whitley. Finally tackled on the near sidelines. Wes Calhoun, but the clock still runs.
Good job there by Mr. Whitley.
They stop the clock as they mark the ball. Kevin Baylor, as we'll watch it on replay, makes the penetration and forces the pitch. And Kevin Baylor is hurt.
They caught Austin High looking for Peoples and got to the corner, flipped it out there and made some good yards.
Kevin Baylor down for the Maroons. That is not a good sign. Head coach Gary Tuberville out there along with Roosevelt Nivens. And it looks like he's just shaking up.
That's good. Hate to see anybody get hurt in the ball game.
Let's have a look at this play again.
They caught Austin High with about 7 or 8 folks up inside.
The clock runs now inside a minute and a half to play until halftime. 1st and 10. It's Creighton. He wants the corner. Calhoun is over there, but Creighton still gets a piece of the corner and runs out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Scott Curtis finally knocking him out there.
I tell you what, Creighton showed some foot speed on that. It looked a little water buggy. It looked like he should have gone inside, but he was quick enough to bounce out go around the end and make some good yards.
And Lanier goes without a huddle. Chavira on the keeper. Has 6.
Afraid that's going to be against Lanier. I don't think they were set.
Hold everything. Offsides.
No.
Austin High. Touchdown.
All right. Lanier's happy I was wrong on that.
And let's have a look at this nifty run by Chavira.
Well, there was a nice seam there. He found it, turned up, and showed some good quickness.
Well, we talked about Randall Schultz's running ability, but so far in this first half, it's quarterback Rick Chavira of Lanier that's had the better of it, as they have extended the lead to 19-0, and they will attempt a 2-point conversion. Chavira to throw for it to Jackson. A great catch in the end zone, but there's a flag. Hold everything. Anthony Jackson reeling in the pass from Chavira. Illegal man downfield against Lanier.
That'll bring it back.
Now that's a tough one. That negates an outstanding play. That was not an easy catch for Jackson to make. Nevertheless, the penalty will force Austin High to try it again. Check that, Lanier to try it again.
They may just elect to kick it here. I don't know.
And you're exactly right. They've got Williams in now. They'll go for the 1.
Bird in hand.
And about, they can't get the ball down. They fire out the pass intended for Chavira.
That flag came awful quick. Somebody must have lined up off sides or something here again.
Well, Lanier players are clapping as if it's against Austin High.
Yeah, somebody must have been lined up in
And
the
it was.
neutral zone.
A huge break for Lanier.
Well, now do you go back and go for 2?
Coach Dilworth having to make some interesting choices here. Just on 1 point after conversion.
He's had a couple of bad snaps. It looks like he's going to give it another try.
They'll try the 1 point conversion again.
Oh, fake.
They'll fake it. Chavira throwing in the end zone. He caught it. It's good. 2 points. Vernon Peoples.
A little sneaky Pete there by Coach.
Coach Dilworth took that one out of the hat, and it works for 2. So Lanier extends its lead over the Austin Maroons by a rather commanding 21-0 score. And with 1:11 left to go in the first half, Austin High has to be very concerned.
You know, I've always wondered about that play, because in high school and college, anytime the knee's down, the ball's dead. And the only time you can get up from a knee's on the extra point or a field goal, and try it. So I've always been kind of wondered how the rule reads on that.
There you see that Lanier Vikings scoring drive. They were able to get that one in just under 3 minutes. Took them 9 plays to go 57 yards. And of course the capper was that nifty 12-yard run by Chavira. We'll have another look at that touchdown after the kickoff and return by Austin High. Williams gets his leg into it. This time it's a short squibber, and it goes out of bounds. They'll back him up 5 and re-kick. Let's have a look at that touchdown, or that 2-point conversion play. Check that. Well, let's look at the touchdown. Why not? Rick Chavira showing some nifty moves. He didn't have a whole lot of running room in that middle.
No, he found the right little seam and turned up and motored in. Tell you what, Lanier's halfbacks have added a little new dimension too. They're good quickness and good speed. And if your fullback's being successful, that sure opens up a lot of other avenues for you.
Williams gets his leg into it this time. It's taken by Berry at the 2. Up to the 20. Before he is finally hammered down, Paul Whitley down there quickly for Lanier. First down and 10 now for Austin High with just a little over a minute left to perhaps try and get some points on the board of their own. They've been shut out here in this first half. Lanier has been all over them, and they lead by 3 touchdowns. And that should draw a penalty on Austin High.
Austin may want to run the clock and get back and get organized here at halftime. Seem to be a little out of sync.
Mike Lanier has only won one game this season, but you'd never know it to watch them play here tonight.
It's amazing what a couple of early touchdowns will do for your confidence.
Matthews in motion, pitch back. Talbot Berry looking for room, and he explodes through Lanier Vikings up to the 25-yard line.
And he made a good cut, but Lanier's quick, and they converge on the football very well.
We have another look at that Talbot Berry run. Lawrence Hill finally finished him off. And Schultz has his man Jacob Alba at the far sideline, taken out there by Felix Daniels and Creighton, number 2.
Tell you what, Randall does a good job there. He delivers a real nice ball. I mean, it's easy to catch, and he puts it right in there. He doesn't try to overthrow it.
Right in between the 2 Lanier defenders. They move the chains, they get the clock rolling now. Inside 10 seconds, the pass goes in and out of the hands of Alba. He may well have heard Mr. Whitley coming up from behind.
Mr. Whitley did say hello at the end there, didn't he?
He did.
And again, the ball, Randall Schultz is doing a good job of delivering the ball.
And with 8 seconds left, Austin High perhaps with one more play before the half. Schultz to Alba. Almost broke it, but made some nifty moves on the sideline. Nevertheless, Lanier finally takes him down from behind, and the first half comes to an end. And what a first half it's been if you are a Lanier Viking fan. Here at the half, it's Lanier all over Austin High by a score of 21-0. And the halftime entertainment will be here shortly, so stay with us. The Game of the Week will continue after these brief messages.
Sheriff Buford Gibbon. I'm Deputy Doug Diggins. And we're the Road Rangers, and this right here's what makes my blood boil. You know what this is? This is stuff what blowed out of some dang old pickup truck. Yeah, that's where most of this stuff comes from. So the next time you put something in the back of your truck what could blow out of it, just remember, the Road Rangers are waiting on you. That's real good, didn't it? Thank you.
Science is an adventure. Whether you do it in outer space, exploring the rings of Neptune, or in a laboratory looking at the wonders of molecular biology, or for me, going deep beneath the sea to explore the remains of the Titanic. But if you want to participate in this exciting adventure, you have to prepare yourself, and that preparation begins when you add science to your curriculum. When you take your first science class, you'll begin an adventure that will last a lifetime.
Halftime at House Park Field, where our halftime score is Lanier 21 and Austin 0. Exciting first half. Lanier jumping out with the 3 touchdowns in the first half, benefiting from 2 first half fumbles. Hope you'll stay with us for our halftime entertainment. Taking the field now is the Lanier Viking Marching Band. Band director is Bill Peace, assistant director Paul Garrettson. Drum major is Byron Paula. Officers are President Aaron Waldo, Vice President Megan Gray, Secretary Treasurer Melinda Gaona, reporter historian Bridget Coleman. They will begin their performance with Antonin Dvorak's Moving Impressions of America upon his arrival in the late 19th century. It is entitled Symphony from the New World. Let's join them.
The Viking Band's presentation tonight consists of a variety of sights and sounds, classical, contemporary, and traditional. Our show begins with Antonin Dvorak's Moving Impressions of America upon his arrival in the late 19th century. This work was dedicated to America and is titled Symphony from the New World. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Lanier High School Viking Band.
The Viking Band's next selection is Vehicle. This is a 60s hit from the group The Ides of March. It will feature trombone soloist Eddie Smith. The Viking Band will now feature both the woodwind and brass sections in a colorful arrangement of Alfred Reed's great band work, Slavonic Folk Suite.